Let's talk about leaded SMT components next. Surface mount components basically have two major styles of leads, gull wings and J leads. The gull wing lead is a metal lead that bends down and away, similar to a seagull's wing. Lead pitch is the distance between the center of one lead to the center of the next. Some QFP components have leads that are spaced very close together. These are typically referred to as fine pitch components. Fine pitch is typically 0.025 inches or less. Regular pitch is typically 0.050 inches. J leads have metal leads that bend down and underneath the component in the shape of the letter J. Another type of surface mount component has an L lead. These are found on molded tantalum capacitors and are formed inward, almost touching the body of the component. Next, let's take a look at the leadless types of surface mount connections. Leadless means there are no metal leads sticking out of the component body. Instead, the components are attached to the circuit board by soldering to some type of metallized termination on the component. The most common type of metallized termination component is the chip component, with either 3 or 5-sided terminations at opposite ends of the component body. Castellations are another form of leadless connection. These half-round metallized recesses in the side of the component become filled with solder when they are attached to the circuit board lands. The castellations or recesses may either be closed off or open at the top of the component. In addition, there are no lead components, called bottom termination components or BTCs. These packages come in many styles, including dual flat no lead or DFN and quad flat no lead or QFN. Both DFNs and QFNs have terminal pads underneath the component that are soldered directly onto the circuit board lands. Some BTCs only have terminal pads for conducting electrical signals. Other types also have a large ground pad. And some have thermal pads or heat sinks to improve heat transfer from the component to the circuit board. Some BTCs can have a single row of lands or multiple rows of lands. These lands are counted counterclockwise from the number 1 pad, starting with the row on the component edge. The last type of leadless connection is the array type component. Ball grid arrays, or BGAs, consist of parallel rows of tiny balls of solder on the bottom of the component. These solder balls are connected to matching rows of lands on the circuit board. Typically, these solder balls collapse when they are heated to reflow soldering temperature. Although there are some BGAs that are not designed to collapse, such as ceramic BGAs.